Welcome to Dark Souls, bitch!
The 2B skin looks like a man.
It's horrible. Like, how do you mess this up?
She clearly looks like a fucking transgender person. This is a man dressed up as 2B.
This is an erasure of gender. This is a cultural movement perpetrated by people who were never able to accept themselves for who they.
It looks so fucking bad.
You know, I never thought I'd ever make a full-blown drama video, but I guess there is a first time for everything, and sadly this is one of those times. Unless you've been living under a rock or not perpetually online like a majority of people, then chances are you've come across the latest piece of news about Ubisoft and Shift Up in relation to their Nier Automata collaboration. So now, a lot of commentator channels and gamers are going out of their way to throw shit at Ubisoft once again, which is kind of obvious given they've been dropping the ball constantly this past year and force-feeding leftist ideologies in their games for artificial progressivism. So now they're just the internet's punching bag. And don't think I'm defending Ubisoft either. I'm disappointed in them as much as everyone else, but I'm also disappointed in the gaming community for this. I'm calling out the community to look into things before going into a blind rage and get a better perspective on things. So what's the issue? Well, when Shift Up released their trailer of the Nier Automata collaboration for Stellar Blade, some guy compared the costume designs of Eve's outfit to Ayana's outfit, and now everyone is pointing out the differences in physique and saying that Ayana looks like a man, or proclaiming she's transgender.
You serious?
That's actually Oza, which, surprisingly enough, they never made a big deal out of it from my own memory. The worst part of this outrage is that the commentators themselves haven't really looked into the Rainbow Six Siege collaboration whatsoever, and those that do barely look beyond a Twitter post. If they played the game, although in 2024, why would you? They would see it's not that deep as you think. But I get it. The gaming community has been seeing a trend of making characters intentionally less attractive the past year or two, but it wasn't the case for Siege in the early days. IQ was everyone's waifu back in its initial launch, but lost that title to Ella and Dokabe, who are Ubisoft's poorly disguised fetish for e-girls, because we all know tight leggings offer a tactical advantage in anti-terrorist operations. Heck, even some of the men, when unmasked, have got some of that daddy material on them. This isn't the first time Ubisoft has had a collaboration with other IPs. If you go into the store page, you'll see they have a lot more than just the Nier collaboration. They also did collabs with the likes of Tomb Raider, Halo, and even Resident Evil, which, to no one's surprise, all look like cringe cosplays, and that's because they are. They're basically just costumes for an existing character for a game that has a serious and, for the most part, realistic setting. So, it's only obvious that the art style and the operators reflect this. These are, after all, military operatives, and a majority of them are in their 30s, so their appearances and body types would reflect that, especially the operator in question, and given that she's an albino, tech-obsessed space nerd. So she kind of does fit the bill for a 2B costume. And the splash art of her doesn't do her justice for the in-game model, which improves her appearance and makes her look attractive. Maybe not Ella, but she is kinda cute. Even the costume isn't that bad under the right lighting, unlike a Twitter post and their god-awful trailer. The bodily proportions are a bit jank, but she is a human who had to physically train to be a gun-toting operative and a space cadet, unlike 2B and Evie, who are androids that are manufactured to look however they want by whomever is designing them. And given these are Eastern games with an art style that pertains to anime and manga, in fictitious settings and focuses heavily on sex appeal. So it's kind of obvious that one would be more sexier than the other. If we want to go further into this, Ayana was part of both Arknight's collaborations with Rainbow Six Siege, first as an NPC and then as a playable operator. It's very evident that she's given a more anime cartoonish design that alters a lot of her features from the original game to match Arknight's art style, as it is a gacha game whose main pull is making appealing characters, and Ayana does look a lot cuter in this art style. But who the hell doesn't when they're a cute anime girl? We can go deeper and compare the NPC and PC designs to further illustrate this. The NPC design has some of her original features, most notably her gun and armor. I think it's armor. Whatever it is, it's definitely hers. Her anatomy is very skinny, unlike the original design, and the hair is more clean cut, probably because it's easier to draw and give her pure silver white hair instead of platinum blonde. They even have her hologram glove thing-a-mob-bob, which is a nice touch. So, despite being just an NPC, they still kept true to her core and could have done worse, but just made her cuter. The PC design has pretty much kept the same look, but when put side by side, there are some glaring differences. First, she's packing a lot more firepower and is wearing the full set of her armor, which has not only thickened her up, but also her muscle mass as her body, arms, and legs look slightly more thicker than her NPC design. Wow. It's like if you physically train your body, it gains muscle and definition. Also, her skin has a little more color to it as well than the NPC design. I'm not sure why, but it's there for some reason. So it's clear that when a collaboration happens between two IPs, they still try to be respectful of the original during its integration. But I think the worst part of this is that everyone is reacting to it as if it was a recent thing. The 2B outfit was announced and released almost 2 years ago. Yeah, it did have a few complaints about her looking too buff and some mild disappointment, but the Nier and Siege community just went on with their day, like everyone else should be, because it's not that big of a deal. Looking into this, it turns out that Yoko Taro even stated that this isn't Yorha 2B, but describes it as Yorha G2. I'm gonna put the quote on screen as I don't get it myself, but I guess this is canon in the Nier universe. I don't know. That man's mind is about as stable as the worlds he creates.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
God bless that man. Overall, the point I'm trying to make here is not to make mountains out of a molehill, I get the outrage with how things have been in the gaming sphere, but everyone is reacting the same way a Twitter mob would to a bad joke from 5 years ago. So, don't complain about the costume or about physical attractiveness. Maybe complain about all the other issues plaguing Siege that is all Ubisoft's fault, like the complete degradation and convoluted story that turned it from a grounded tactical shooter to yet another over-dramatic hero shooter. Yes, Ubisoft, thank you for getting rid of the white masks off screen, hiring some rando private military company, expose the team for some school day event which started some dumbass civil war, only to find out it was orchestrated by some old head whose motives were not completely ripped off by Overwatch's storyline.
Even if you take me now, my friends would have me released within the week. All these theatrics have been a waste of our time.
You're right.
Huh? Morris, what are you doing? Put it down!
So he can be a chess piece for two countries playing nice. All that blood on his hands, but in 2 months he'll be on the beach drinking mojitos. You know how it goes, Bogart.
Our orders are extraction! God damn it, Gerald! You finally did it! Throw your career away!
Rainbow doesn't matter.
The Battle Pass, which has progressively gotten worse over the years. Oh, seriously, what the hell is this? The fact they nerfed Sam Fisher from being a complete badass stealth infiltrator to some schmuck who uses some special camera now. Wow, very fitting for someone like him. And there's probably more, but these are just a few of the things that are the most egregious, to me anyway. I just wanted to get this off my chest, as I do support the anti-woke crowd in gaming to make inclusivity more natural than artificial and forced, but with something like this, it comes across as desperate and feels like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel for something to hate Ubisoft with even more. I know you can be better than this, because if you want to be taken seriously and to be seen as the better person, you wouldn't be going after a 2-year-old trailer because some tart of the internet compared 2 companies take on an IP, which are of 2 different cultures and 2 different art styles, as well as using Twitter as a source of reliable information and trying to be a voice of reason without looking further into the subject at hand just makes you as bad as those who would go shitso if a character was too sexy and do the exact same thing. And that's that. This video took a while to make, mainly due to the fact that I have 2 jobs, so unlike those with thousands of subscribers, I can't just shit out a video so casually like they can, but it was fun to make all the same. If you agree or disagree, then leave a comment below. I'm more than happy to be corrected on things or even proven wrong. Being open-minded is one of the best gifts we have. I'm also contractually obligated to say, like and subscribe to appease this Al Gore Rhythm person. Anyway, have a good day, I guess.